We are live. What is going on YouTube? Edwin the Comic Jabroni coming at ya on this. Oh, there they are. Gave it away. Gave it away. Gave it away. Today is Thursday, April 2nd. It is the day after New Comic Book Day, but no comics for us. But thank you everybody for showing up. Today we got a special afternoon randomness for you. I got some guests showing up on the show. We're going to talk comics. We're going to talk about everything that's been going on, what they're reading, what I'm reading, and everything happening in the comic world. So I will be right back. I'm going to play this intro of mine, and I will see you in 6 seconds. And I'm back. What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So I'm using StreamYards. You guys are going to have to give me a second to get used to all of this right here. I'm more used to Streamlabs, OBS, and it's easy. Click of the buttons to get you from one screen to the next. But hey, whatever. I've got guests on, and it's easier to have guests on using StreamYards. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat. We got Rob Boswell showed up first, said, "Where's your luchador mask, Jabroni?" I don't have one, man, but one of my guests does. One of my guests has one. We got the Comic Jabroni in the house. What's up, Comic Jabroni? Perry Comics. What's going on, man? Says, "What's up, TK and Scar Pad?" Oh, you know what? I got it on top chat instead of live chat, huh? Yeah. Let's see. We got John's Comics with Kids says, "Hey, guys, what's up, man?" And L Garcia 3581 says, "What's up, Jabroni? What's going on, man? How are you? Thank you for joining me." So today, I hit up these guys yesterday, Oscar and Chris from Lost in Comics. I was like, hey, because they were live streaming. I said, shoot, let's live stream tomorrow again. Let's jump on my channel. Let's talk comics. It's been a while since I had talked to them. I had seen them. Oscar came by the house. It's been like 3 weeks or so, and I've been missing my Lost in Comics San Antonio brothers. So they both said, hell yeah, let's do this, man. Let's jump on. Let's talk some comics. And I'm excited to have them on the show, kind of like a shout out show, kind of like what Rod does, shouting these guys out, because I believe that they are awesome members of the community and that all of you should be subscribed to them. So I'm going to play their intro and then we're going to get them on the show. Here we go. Yo, what's going on, guys?
What is up?
There he is. The Flash. Ed Flash.
What's up?
Oscar, Chris, thank you so much for joining me today, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us, man. Shoot.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for having us, man. It's exciting.
Yeah. Fun times. Let me say hello to a couple more people that joined in on the chat. Backseat driver joined. Rob, Jabroni, John. Let's see what's going on. I don't see Rod, though. Wish Rod was here. We also got Two Gun Pedro. What's going on, man? And my buddy Cedric Dickerson, one of my old school homies from back in the day. We were still closest brothers, him and I. What's going on, Cedric? How are you? Thank you for joining. So, Oscar, Chris, how are you guys?
Man, we're good.
Doing good, bro. Doing really good. You know, just staying positive, man, in these crazy times.
Yeah.
Yep, trying to stay safe, keeping my hands clean.
Keeping that mask on, is it helping you?
No, bro, not at all.
It's covering up the wrong parts of your face, man.
I mean, it works. It keeps people away from me because they think I'm crazy. So yeah.
Hey, so for those of you that don't know, man, Oscar and Chris are fellow San Antonio comic book fans. We have met a few times together. We've gone hunting a couple times. We did a video, like a quick intro video on their channel before. What was that, like 2 months ago or so?
Man, yeah, it feels like forever ago. month and a half
Feels
ago.
like
Yeah.
Feels like forever ago. And I know we both go to kind of the same local comic shop here in town. Kind of. There are two Heroes and Fantasies here in San Antonio, and they go to the bigger one on the west side of town, and I go to the one on the northeast side of town. But it's good to meet up with other members of this comic community. I don't know about you guys, but I've had a blast every time we've hung out.
Oh yeah, bro.
It's okay, dude. If you want to say
Absolutely,
like it was the shits, it's all right.
Nah.
Yeah, dude.
Bro.
Every time we've talked about it, Jabroni, we've been like, man, we always want to hang out more with you. We're like, man, we don't want to annoy this guy, you know. But
no way, dude, man, no way.
We have a great time, dude.
Yeah,
it's good to meet other people in the community.
Yeah, I know. When I went to Tampa in January, you know, and getting to meet Rod and Perry, that was a fun time, man. Like, you know, you've always seen people on YouTube through this screen, and to actually meet somebody and give them a hug, and in Perry's case, he gave me a kiss on the cheek. It was weird, but hey, I went with it. So guys, tell the chat, tell, you know, people that are going to watch this, like a little bit about yourselves, you know, where you come from, how you got into comics, what your channel's about, man.
You wanna go first, Flash?
So basically, me and Chris met probably like maybe six years ago, and just been really good friends since then. We opened up. I know we told you before. We opened up a food truck.
Yeah.
We got on each other's nerves real bad then, but we still stayed friends through it all. Got into comics. I mean, bro, it's been a crazy ride, man. And when we started this, you know, for me, and I know for Chris too, but you know that thing, bro, when you find that love of a good comic book or a good character, and you're just excited to read about it, you're excited to go search for it. That's the thing, bro, that I want to get across when we do our videos. If we can get one person to love comics like we do, man, then we've done a damn good job. So.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say when
Chris?
you found your love and you found me. I was like, oh wow, bro, that's a lot, man.
That's human, bro. That's
a lot of praise, bro.
I know it's been a while since you two have really seen each other, right? Like since this whole lockdown.
Yeah,
it has. Yeah,
I bet you so badly want to hug each other right now.
Bro, I'm so turned on just seeing him right now, bro.
I know, bro. And
Don't stand up. Don't stand up.
I've been. He likes when I wear my hat backwards, so that's why I've been doing that the last few shows, because it's one of the things that really turns him on, bro. But
it's like over the top, bro. It's over the top.
Just a little bit about. I'll just tell you a little bit about our origin story in comics, briefly. But so one day when we were doing the food truck business, Oscar and I, I've always had like a collector mentality. When I was a kid, I enjoyed collecting stamps. I used to collect coins, basketball cards, football cards. I've always enjoyed collecting. So one day, I don't know, I had this inkling to just, I was like, man, I wonder how easy it is to get into comic books, or how hard it is. Like, so I was like, well, let me go. I was like, I guess I need to find a comic book store. So I took a trip to a comic book store. I walked into the store and I got overwhelmed really quick. I was looking at everything. I was like, holy crap, what the heck? Like all these, I'm like, where do you start? You know? And so I asked somebody there, I was like, you know, how do you get into comics? And he was like, well, what characters do you like? And I was like, well, Ninja Turtles and Batman is what I told him. So, he directed me. Yeah. Well, he directed me into a like I was like in the middle of a Ninja Turtles. I think it was TMNT Universe or something. Not the main story. Yeah. And it was like issue number 8, and he was like, "Yeah, here, why don't you just get this issue?" And so I picked up that issue, and then he told me to do, and then I looked down on the bottom shelf and I saw the Dark Knight Returns issue number 1 it was one of those dollar issues, you know, or the reprints. So I picked that one up along with the Ninja Turtles issue, And dude, I went home. I read the Ninja Turtles one. I was totally lost. I was like, "What the heck is like?" I had no idea what was going on in that issue. But I opened up that Dark Knight Returns issue, and
Fell
dude,
in
I was
love.
like blown away. I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "This is like better than any movie I've ever watched," you know. And that's what really like drove me to go to the store was all the movies that we'd seen, all the Batman movies, all the Turtle movies, all the superhero movies. And of course, my buddy Oscar, man, as soon as I picked up those issues, like he was the first person I told, and I was like, dude, I think we should get into this thing, comic books, you know. And
And
he
then
was like,
thousands of dollars later, you have a YouTube channel talking about
dude,
comics.
thousands of dollars later, man. So here we are now. And this channel was Oscar's idea, and it was something that was really not planned out. Um, Again, it was just us. At the end of the year, we do this for the last few years. Oscar and I get together and we talk about our favorite books. We'll have a couple of beers and we'll just talk about, what's your favorite, what was your favorite books? Who's your favorite writer? Favorite artist, favorite ongoing. All these different categories. And so this year, when I showed up to Oscar's house, he had a camera there upstairs, and I was like,
wait a minute, what's going on?
I was
That was the
he's
first
like, yeah, he was like, put your books down. I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, you're moving really fast, bro. I was like, I know we've been through a lot, bro, but yeah. But anyway, he had this idea. He's like, let's put it on YouTube. Let's do our end of the year thing, and like we always do, and let's throw it up on YouTube and start
Hell yeah.
recording this stuff. And that's how this was how it was birthed, man, and been going strong since.
Dude, I keep telling people, man, like you collect comics, do a YouTube video. It's not difficult, Put a YouTube video up, show people your passion, show people what you're reading. There are people out there that want to watch, comic YouTube channels and just see what others are reading. Sometimes in this, when you're not in the community, if you're just collecting comics on your own, maybe you feel lonely, like, oh shit, I'm reading comics, I'm the only person out there reading. But when you get on YouTube, you join this community of all of us comic book lovers, man. And this community is very a tight-knit group.
Yeah.
I love it.
Definitely.
Oh, my bad. I'm gonna go though.
Whatever.
Now that's why I was really happy to meet you though, man, because for a long time it's me and Chris, and we bounce ideas off. We talk about stories and stuff, but it's so cool to have another person that's in the same town as us, that loves comics like us, and where we can just talk, and have another person, So it's really cool, man. So
and what's crazy is you guys go to the same heroes and fantasies that Comic Book Villain goes to, and I've told you guys about him. He's the one that spends crazy cash on comics. Like his receipt is like this damn long. It's insane, man. It's like $300 every week on comics.
It's crazy, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes to that same store.
I was gonna say that something really cool, man. So before we started doing this, I confess, like I was not really a big YouTube guy. Like I didn't really, watch a lot of YouTube, just like your general YouTube stuff. But as soon as we started doing this, I started diving in and started finding all these other channels. We saw before we met you, we started seeing you on YouTube. We started seeing other channels, Perry and Just a Rican. There's some other guys, Comic Cast, John's Comics with Kids, and I'm like, dude, there's a freaking community out here of people that are like us, dude, that are like that do this every week, that are like reading the books that we're reading. That there's like a whole library. We can go watch all these videos of all these past issues that have come out, and all the stuff that Oscar and we would talk on the phone. We both both were delivery drivers for FedEx at the same time.
Yeah,
and we'd be on the phone, just chatting about comics while we're driving. I have like my Bluetooth in. I'm like making deliveries. I'm like, thank you, sir. I'm like dropping stuff off, and then have Oscar in my ear, like we're talking about comics and
that's
so
awesome.
it was. And so to be able to to find this community and be like, oh man, dude, like there's a ton of people like us, dude. They're all talking about the same stuff. It's incredible, dude. We love it.
What's crazy is, so like if you get into YouTube and you start looking up comics, and maybe you find my channel and you're watching the comic Jabroni, and then you go over to Rod's channel, and then I'll show up in his channel like, wait, I just saw him on his own, like, so we're all collabing together, and we're all joining each other's streams and videos. I started doing something this past week where I'm asking people, for a 1 to 2 minute review, and then on my review videos, I drop that into the video itself. Because there's maybe people watching my show that don't know about these other, like Wolf Warner or John's Comics with Kids. So I want to push out as much of the comic community to everybody as I can.
That's a great idea, man.
Yeah.
Kind of like the reading Rainbow. I don't know how old you guys are, but Reading Rainbow, he would review a book, and then he would say, but don't take my word for it. And then he would go to kids reviewing it. So that's kind of like, I'm reviewing. Oh, now let's jump to somebody else. Review another book.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
It gives people a chance, man, to review a book and see somebody else other than my beautiful face, So
cool.
I wanted to ask, since this week there were no new comics, and then last week I know we had an issue where we couldn't go to Heroes. Heroes was closed last week. Right. Myself, I had to go to Alien World to go pick up books. What did you guys do?
Bought digital.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, this was before the whole say no to digital thing. We wanted to do one last show, and so I picked 3 books, and Chris picked 3 books. And
Oscar froze.
Yeah, I think he did. What
beautiful face. It's like he's trying to give us a kiss. He's blowing us a kiss.
Yeah, dude. That's what we did last week, dude. We did some digital reviews. We didn't like it, but we did it. So, and I felt very dirty after we did it. I was like, this is not right, dude. Buying digital over the print. And then it's funny. I don't know if you saw what we said yesterday or what we've been putting on Twitter, but the more that Oscar and I talked about it, like, man, what if this is like the way it's going to be for a while with digital books? Like, is this are we going to do this, or are we going to keep going? Are we going to do something else? So,
we a lot of people talk about if New Comic Book Day goes to digital only, then they're just going to switch to buying old issues. Going Silver Age, going Bronze Age, going Modern Age that has print, and they're just going to forget about New Comic Book Day, which sucks. That means you're not going to read any new stories anymore.
I saw Longbox Diving, another channel where it's the father and the son.
Yeah,
and all the money that he would usually spend for new comics, that's exactly what he did. He went and bought back issues, the same budget that he has for the new ones. He went and bought back issues, and that's what he was reviewing on the show, which I thought that's pretty cool, man. Like, it's still supporting his store. And he was able to buy those back issues. So yeah, I mean, the show's going to go on. We're going to continue to do new content, but I'm sure you heard about this whole thing, right? Where you can purchase the digital version and then redeem it for the print.
What is that called? Comics Hub or something?
Yeah.
Comics Hub.
I have no idea if our LCS is participating in that, but it's something. It could be.
It's something, but so I watched Bueller's show. Bueller had a live stream last night where he talked about this is one step away from just totally cutting out local comic shops, because what's going to stop, that Comics Hub from you buying digital and then them just sending you the books that you bought digitally instead of sending them to the shop and you going to pick them up at the shop. Now you just totally skip that part and you get them in the mail yourself.
My problem with that is I want them on that day, though. I want my books on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? I don't want to wait.
Oh, I know you, Oscar. Yeah. I'm the same way, bro. I'm at Heroes at 10 o'clock in the morning, dude.
Yeah.
9:50. I'm outside the door, hoping that Mike, the owner of the shop, will let me in early so I can go get the books.
Yeah.
And sometimes he does. A lot of times he doesn't. He just looks at me from inside like, "You got 5 minutes. You're gonna have to wait."
Jabroni is like that guy, bro, that whenever we're at the Heroes and you see, like, you look through the window and you see, like, there's a guy in the back looking through the comics, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Jabroni's like one of those guys, dude.
Hey,
Yeah.
I love, man, like yesterday was just so weird to me. It's like the first Wednesday where I didn't get to go pick up books.
Yeah.
It was just a weird feeling, man. I don't like it. And I know I've got more of these to come.
Yeah, I don't either, man. I can't wait for things to get back to normal. I'm like, I was out of whack yesterday. I was like just standing in the closet, like in the corner, like I lost myself. I didn't know what I was doing.
So since there's no new comics this week, what were you guys reading this week?
Well, this week I actually started Spawn. I've been wanting to get back into that. I have all the issues up until a certain point, so I actually got the trade for like $250 to $275.
Yeah,
and I've been reading that, and man, I really love it, man. I'm so glad that it's I think it's way better than it used to be, and so that way I can read all the issues I have in print, you know. So, yeah, I've been reading Spawn. That's what I've been doing.
For me, I finished reading Martian Manhunter by Steve Orlando. That was all right,
is that
man.
new?
Yeah, that was the new one. It was fun. It was not great. Don't have a whole lot to say, but I don't want to bash it. So,
is that the series where he's like a space cop?
Detective? Yeah, space detective, and then he, of course, he comes to Earth, and he's kind of fooled his partner into believing that he's a detective here on Earth, until she finds out that he's an alien. And then it has a lot of backstory about her and how she's kind of a reject cop, I guess you could say. And so they have very similar stories. And so a lot of it's about their relationship and how they kind of come through that relationship, and they're stopping this ring of this guy that's torturing people. And so it's okay. It's like I said, it's when you're reading a run and you're like at issue 8 of 12 and you're like just trying to rush through the end.
That's not good.
You're just like, I'm just trying to finish it. So I finished it, but like I said, I didn't particularly care for it. It was just, but it had really good art. Riley Rassimo on art.
I don't know, man. I think at that point, if I'm like 7 issues deep and there's 12, 5 more issues and it's just not good, I think I'm done. Like, to hell with it. It's not going to get any better at this point.
It's weird. For me, man, I don't know. I have this mental thing, dude. If I've already purchased, because I had read the first 3 or 4 issues, and I enjoyed the first 3 or 4 when I was buying them, and so I thought, okay, I'm gonna let these build up. I like the story, but then the more that I read, once, because I had all 12 issues, I started reading them all, and then, like I said, by issue 8, I was just kind of like, I'm not feeling this. But for me, mentally, I have to finish it, dude. Like, I can't just I can't leave it there. I have to finish the whole thing, and I know it's weird. Not everybody. What else I felt like that about was the Marvel event that happened. Was it, bro, with Captain America, where with becoming Hydra?
Secret Empire.
Secret Empire, yeah.
Secret Empire, bro. I did not like Secret Empire.
I liked it. People bagged on it because they didn't want to see Captain America as a bad guy. Then they kind of retcon some things around, like, oh no, there's another Captain America and this isn't the real one. Like, I don't know. For what it was, I read it. I liked it. Yeah, you like that Captain America.
You know
represents justice.
Doomsday Clock, bro. I couldn't get through that.
And then I ended up liking Doomsday Clock toward the latter issues. I really love the way it ended.
Doomsday Clock. I read it issue by issue when they were coming out, and it took 2.5 years. And then when they all finally came out, I read them all together, 1 through 12, and it makes so much more sense, and it's better read as a trade all together. Yeah, when you read them all
Yeah.
together, it's so much better. I have been not saying hi to everybody in the chat. I apologize, man. Let me go back and say hello to a few people. Agu Ramos, my nemesis. Agu Ramos, how are you doing, man? Not really my nemesis, but we got a fun little gimmick going on together. Comics on the Mind, what's going on, man? Ruben Guzman, see, I'm trying to use StreamYards and we got Discovery Bay JB says, what's going on? We all have comics on the mind. There it is. Oh, my cousin Edgar Martinez is on here. What's going on, man? What's going on, Eggy? Ruben Guzman, what up, y'all? I made it. Thank you for making it. Two Gun Pedro Mark Bono says, yo, what up, Jabroni? Even though he says, what you, Jabroni, but I'm pretty sure he meant, what up, Jabroni? Yeah, Oscar. Dude, how many masks do you have, bro?
Bro, I still have I have a Michael Myers mask. I have a Jason mask. I got this thing. Bro, I'm always looking for more, man.
You got that sock face?
Huh?
Put that one. It's like a sock face, bro.
Sock face. Here's the million dollar question though. How many times do you wear that when you and your wife are, together?
Man, bro, I can't say. She'll kill me.
You got
it. She'll kill me. She might be watching. Andy Alberts. I wanted to say hi to Andy, man. That's one of my longtime subscribers from across the pond in England. How you doing, Andy? Andy has to be one of the first subscribers I ever had on YouTube, man. When I had like 10
That's
people,
awesome.
when I had like 10 people and I'd get like 2 views per video, Andy was one of those views. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
For showing up, man.
That's cool, dude. Awesome.
Yeah, love that guy, man. Milan Jacob Philippe says, yo, that is one of my military brothers out in Hawaii right now. How you doing, Milan? How is it going? Agu Ramos, he wants to know, where does he wear it? Oscar,
where does he wear it? Well, if you watch the show, he's always wearing it on the show. I'll tell you that.
Oh, wait, The Flash, man. One of and Chris, please don't take this the wrong way, but one of the best shows that I saw you guys have was the one where Oscar was Oscar and then he was the Flash at the same time. And it was split screen. Holy shit, man.
Bro,
that was amazing.
When I woke up the next day and I saw the video, bro, I was like waking up and like washing my face and I was watching the video, dude, and I was freaking laughing. I was like, oh my God, dude. I was like, this is freaking funny, dude.
Hilarious.
It's one of my personal favorites also, and it's fun, bro.
For those of you that don't know, Oscar is a Army vet soldier.
Yeah.
And when he was in the military, his job was actually editing and working for AFN, right?
Yeah.
Armed Forces Network. For those of you not in the military, whenever those of us that are in the military go overseas, we don't watch regular TV overseas like you guys have here. We have the Armed Forces Network, and there's all of like 10 channels.
Yeah. You get Alf reruns and Brady Bunch, and
yeah, you get a ton of reruns of some OK TV, and ESPN is one of the channels. You do get all the pay-per-views for free, which is cool. I remember watching all the wrestling pay-per-views and UFC pay-per-views for free. You just have to watch them at the craziest time of the day. And then there's no commercials, which you would think is cool, but they're actually military commercials that they show you. So it's like teaching you about just don't sign your life away on some government documents, or don't do this, and salute the flag when at the end of the day, when the bugle call comes over, don't run inside. Like, they're stupid, cheesy commercials, man. But that's what we had. I watched that stuff for years when I was overseas. Is that what you worked on, Oscar?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of that, but more of like the connecting, doing all the hardware stuff, on that end as well, and troubleshooting all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? So, but I got to dabble in everything. So you know how it is in the military, man. Even if you ain't trained for it, they put you to do it, and you got to learn it. So.
Yeah. So that's how. So on y'all show, Chris is the producer, and then Oscar is the editor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could. We don't really like to give ourselves titles like that.
Yeah.
He did, dude. You know what? Every episode we do, and I'm amazed when I have the privilege of, we get to we put the show together, and then I'll kind of write out the order before we get on and whatever, and we'll go over stuff, and then it's like magic, bro. Like in a few hours, Oscar has the show done, and he's got all these beautiful little things inside the video, and I'm like, dude, so yeah, definitely, he's the magic behind the show, man.
I mean, there were questions I was asking Oscar about, with that, especially with that episode where he split the screen, because I had never done that before. Yeah. I asked him questions on it, like how easy was it? What did you do? Because him and we use the same editing software. We use iMovie, which it's free if you have a Mac, and it's not totally in depth. It's not the best software out there, but hell, it works.
Yeah.
So there were questions that I had. As far as eBay goes, look at this. I got an eBay package today of a comic that I've been wanting forever. And I was going to open it on the show, but come on, I got to have some content for the channel. So I'm going to open it later. I'm going to record a video, man. You guys have gone live and you do edited videos. Do you like doing one over the other?
I like doing the edited, where we record and we put it on later. I prefer it.
I do too. I feel like it gives, I don't know. I enjoy, like, it gives us a little bit more depth. We had just started doing some really fun intros. I don't know if you saw the one where Oscar was like eating the snack bar, and then I was all coming down, like hoarding the toilet paper. Those are really, really fun videos that we get to do when we get to do the edited stuff. Yeah. So I particularly, and I really, honestly, I love being there with Oscar, man, when we're shoulder to shoulder and laughing and talking, and it's fun, dude.
Yeah, I love it. So Rod, just a Rican, he loves live. He's been telling me forever, Edwin, just do live, go live. And I've bent a little bit and I go live some days, but I love editing. I love recording videos and editing them. For me, I get to sit down at this desk. I've got my 2 screens. I'll play, YouTube video while I'm editing. I kind of just relax, it feels, it's relaxing for me. And plus I laugh a ton.
I think when you do live, you've also got to even when you do a regular show, you got to come with it. You got to come with the energy. But when you're doing a live show by yourself, and you're getting with somebody else in another place, you really got to up that energy, man. And that's what makes it a little bit tougher, I think. And so.
And it's gotta bring that energy, bro.
Dude, these live streams, man, I freak out sometimes, dude. I start hyperventilating before I start sweating. I get nervous, man, going live. Like, are people gonna watch me?
Whiskey, bro.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to have that bourbon in me, which we all need to get together after this Corona crap and drink some bourbon. Have some old fashions. I love the editing.
Heck yeah, bro.
I've changed some things up with my videos because I love doing those intros now. Like, if you watch my video, it's me doing something and then being surprised. Like, oh, hey, yo, what's up, YouTube? Like last week, I went to Dairy Queen to get blizzards for the family. I was like, hey, I gave the phone to my wife. I said, babe, record me. We're gonna do an intro. I was like, let's do this. Let's do an intro. I went to go get my blood drawn a couple weeks ago, and I asked the nurse. I said, is it okay if I record some video, because I'm going to use this on my YouTube channel? And I was like, to hell with it. I'm going to use this as an intro. Whatever. Who cares?
That's awesome.
It's one of the things that Oscar and I were talking about not too long ago was that we were talking about you and just saying, like, we think it's really cool, dude, like how you or like Jabroni you use your channel as your personal, like all your social media stuff. It's like your personal stuff along with your comic book stuff. And it's really cool, dude, because we get to know you not just as comic Jabroni, but also as Edwin, because we get to see all your personal stuff there mixed into your channel, and it's fun, dude. Like, we get to all your workout stuff.
Not everything personal,
not everything,
but yeah. Like, I don't. There are a few YouTubers that have a YouTube Instagram, and then they have a personal Instagram. For me, I don't post a lot of pictures and videos of my kids, but like my workouts, I put that on there, and just some things when we're out and about.
Sexy time.
Yeah, no sexy time for you guys. Yo, my buddy Jeremy Cross is in the house. What's up, Jay Cross? Sexy time.
When you're working out, bro, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, sexy time, sexy time.
Oh, my boy John says that his wife doesn't watch any YouTube unless Reggie or I have our just have our tank tops on. That's the only time she watches YouTube. Crazy,
If
man.
I tried that with a tank top, bro, I think we would lose viewers, bro.
Gosh, man. So
Dude.
tell me what's going on with your channel, like moving forward. I know you guys are going to be reading some more stuff on digital, or reading your back issues and making videos on that. What are you reading now then for videos coming up?
For me, for videos coming up, I'm just getting into the trades that we have, all the older trades of the maybe older Batman stories, getting back into those, touching those up a little bit, and hopefully we're gonna talk about that stuff. Kind of go over just key issues that we're after still. Just try to get the whole comic love out there. You know what I mean? And going forward, but we're really trying to focus on the audio digital books. So for everybody who can't read.
For me, man, I started reading Lock and Key. Have you ever read that, Jabroni?
I watched the show and then I started reading the comic.
Dude, I just finished. Dude, I just finished volume 1 last night of Lock and Key, and I'm like, holy crap! This is like it's a little darker than the show, which is freaking awesome, dude. Because I was laying in bed at like 1 a.m, and I'm reading that comic, and it's like, man, it gives you like those good, little chilling vibes, like before bed. So reading that. Were you gonna say something, bro? Go ahead.
It's way more graphic than the TV show.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely more hardcore than the TV show for sure. So I'm just about to start volume 2 on that. I'm about to get into Criminal, Ed Brubaker, issues 1 through 12. You're gonna read that, right, bro? Batman.
Yeah, this is the next on my table.
Where'd you get those at?
Off my boy Jabroni.
So Oscar and I, we made a trade. Oscar knew that I have been looking for Black Hammer, and he was like, "Dude, I got him. I got Black Hammer. Let's do a trade." And I said, "Well, what do you want?" And he was looking for some Batman, some Turtles. So we did a trade, man, and I think it was beneficial for both of us.
Yeah, I'm just super excited to get into this, though, bro. Like, that's what I'm talking about, though. Like meeting another person, bro, who like loves like us, and who's willing to like you said, bro, that comic karma when it comes around, bro.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So I've been after that Batman and Ninja Turtles, bro, for a good while. It's just always so expensive, But now that I got it in my hands, bro, I can't wait to read it. So that's up on my table next, man.
Ooh-wee. So yeah, that Black Hammer that you brought, dude, I love that series, but I felt I didn't want to open them like to read because I've already read the first 2 trades. So I actually bought the 3rd trade so I could read. And this is such an amazing series, bro. Black Hammer. If you guys have not been reading Black Hammer, you definitely got to get on that. Definitely.
Bro, that's so funny, bro. That I
want to read it.
I was going to open it for sure. I was gonna open it, man, and I was like, "Oh, dude, some of these issues are super expensive."
Yeah,
and I didn't feel like opening up, a $100 comic to dive in and read it, man. So I was like, I'll get the trade. I'll get the trade and read it. I'm good. I'm good with that.
That's cool.
My wife gets mad at me, bro, because she'll see my books and she's like, "Are you gonna read them?" I'm like, "Not those. They're gonna stay in a bagging board. I ain't gonna touch them." Like, what's the point? I'm like, you don't understand. It's one of those things, bro.
So yeah, if you don't get it, you don't get it.
Yeah. Do you guys have the DCU app and the Marvel Unlimited?
I have the Marvel one. I don't have the DC.
I do not.
So that Turtles is on the DCU app.
Oh, okay.
The Turtles. And I know I saw your video from last week and you said, well, to me, it feels weird reading digital.
Yeah.
Like for me, I've got DCU and Marvel Unlimited. And I read them before bed. Like I'm laying in bed and I'll read them and my wife gets all pissed off because the light's on. But I read them and I end up falling asleep and get tired a lot faster when I'm reading digital than if I actually have a comic in my hand.
Yeah.
And I know that's something that you were talking about too, Oscar. Like, it's a different feeling.
Yeah, because when you're reading print, man, the whole time you're thinking like, I want to be careful with this. I'm not trying to drop it or bend it or nothing like that. So it keeps you a little more alert. When you're reading digital, you know what's on my, if I fall asleep and my iPad falls to the floor, well, then oh well, nothing happens to it, you know.
Yeah.
So.
And that's something we talked about yesterday on our show, is that like we're not like anti-digital, because we started a thing on our channel, I mean on our Twitter, hashtag say no to digital, and that really is more about supporting the local comic book stores. You know, we don't believe in people buying those digital copies and for the publishers to be able to double dip when they start putting out the prints. But I think there's definitely a place for digital, like you said, in buying these trades. Lock and Key, I'm reading that in online right now on Comixology, and dude, you can actually read like the first 5 volumes for free. I mean, with your Comixology account unlimited.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is unbelievable. Dude, I can go in there and actually borrow these books and just read the whole story. And I did the same thing. Last night, I'm reading there before I go to bed. And I was like, my eyes were getting real tired. And I was like, I got to finish this first volume. And I got all the way to the end. And I was like, all right, I'm done. And I just freaking passed out, you know. But
hey, you gotta watch out, because
yeah.
if you're laying on your back and you have your iPad or whatever, if you fall asleep, don't let that thing hit you in the face. You'll wake up real quick.
Bro, that's happened to me, bro. I look over at my wife like, did you just hit me? But it was my iPad, you know.
Yeah, she probably pushed it into your face, bro.
So Marvel Unlimited, I've been reading, and I know this is gonna trip some people out, but I read the Daredevil run that everybody's been telling me to read because it's been so amazing. Chip Zdarsky, and it's really good. I'm not gonna lie, it's gotten me to read Daredevil, and actually it was this that got me really to read Daredevil. This Born Again.
Okay.
This right here is an amazing story by Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli. And I said, well, if that Chip Zdarsky run is anything like this, then I'm going to give it a chance. And I did. And, you know, I enjoyed it. But I didn't buy the issues. I have a Marvel Unlimited, so I'll just read it there.
That's cool. Yeah, for sure. So, stuff like that, or like when you're questioning, like, hey, should I get into this? This is not a character I really am particularly fond of, but everybody's talking about this. I think digital is great for that stuff. I can go in, read those issues, and you're not really attached to the print because it's not something you particularly want to collect. Yeah.
Yep.
I do have a question for y'all. Now that we're talking about digital and older stuff, so I've never been into Thor until Donny Cates' run, right? But I've also heard that there's a run of Thor that was pretty good. Do y'all know which one that was?
Dude, Thor's been around for like 70 years. I don't know.
I mean, it's like, it's maybe like, I know, my bad. It's maybe like the last 6 years.
I think the Jason Aaron run. I think.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
The Jason Aaron run. I read that, like the God, Thor, God of Thunder, and he
Is
just
that where it started?
Yeah, Thor, God of Thunder.
Okay.
And that's when he first meets up with the God Butcher. Like he first starts fighting God Butcher. Great, that's a great run, and I think it's all on the Marvel Unlimited.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Cool.
Definitely all on there. I would highly suggest reading that. Well, anyways, guys, we're hitting that 45-minute mark. I said I was going to keep you guys on for 45 minutes. What do you want to tell the comic community about your channel, you know, that maybe they don't know about you guys before we head out of here?
Go ahead, Chris. I'll let you.
All right. So one of the things, you know, Oscar and I, the whole theme of our show, right, is get lost in comics. Whenever, you know, particularly right now with what's going on in the world, we all know we're all quarantined and everything. Now more than ever is when we want to get lost in comics, right? And I said this yesterday on the show, but you know, normally, you know, you got issues with your wife, you got issues at work, you got your kids. Oscar and I are all about, you know, when we open up that comic book, man, we're there, we're reading that book, we're getting lost in all these other worlds. You know, like I said yesterday, we're in Central City, we're in Gotham City, we're in Metropolis, you know, like when we open up that book, man, we get lost. And that's what our channel is all about. We want to take you guys on that same thrill and experience that we have when we get into comics. We want to show you guys the same thing. We want to take you on that journey with us. So, you know, that's what we're all about. We're all about just having a great time and doing that with you guys. We do have a set of videos that we're putting out right now. It's the Batman New 52. I think this is a perfect time right now because there's no new comic books to go back and read some of these back issues. And something that Oscar and I wanted to do from the beginning is to do these audio type books. So Oscar and I are actually going back and we're doing rereads of the whole Batman New 52 run, and we're doing all the voices for all the characters, and we're putting that onto you can actually read the comic. Oscar's got the comic running with our voices doing the voiceovers for every issue of Batman New 52. So that's
who's doing Batman? Who's Batman?
I'm doing Batman.
Are you doing Batman? What kind of voice? What's the voice on Batman?
Give it to him. Give him a taste.
So let me see. This is Gotham. This is Gotham.
That's a good one. I like it. I like it, man. I like it. Hell yeah.
Hey,
listen, guys, for everybody in the chat and everybody that watches, because I'm gonna upload this to YouTube for anybody else to watch it after this. Definitely go subscribe to my boys, Oscar and Chris, Lost in Comics. They have an amazing channel, fun times. You can tell, you can see it when you watch them two together, just the love that they have for comics. And then, the friendship that they have together too. That's something a lot of channels don't have, like myself. I'm here by myself, nobody else, but these two, they bring it at the same time together, like it's just great to see two people in the same room talking comics. And I love it. You guys have a 250 subscriber contest going on right now, right?
Yeah. So on that last video that we just put, if you check out that video, we go over all the giveaways we're doing. And in the comments of that video, if you go down and you comment what book you want, that enters you in for that giveaway. And if you get picked, you get all the prizes. So
there you go. There you go. So
that's it, man.
For all of you, go check out Lost in Comics. Go check that video. It was a live stream that they did yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Live stream that they did yesterday. They're having their 250 subscriber, and now it's the road to 500.
500.
Road to 500. They are going to be there soon. They are up and comers in the comic YouTube community. I can see it. They're going to pass me by because they're way funnier and better looking than I am. I cannot wait to ride their coattails when they're at 10,000 subs.
Hey, bro, I just want to say before you get off, man, like, bro, you are like the real MVP, man. Like, you've shown a lot of love, man, and bro, you know how it is with the loyalty and military and all that kind of stuff, man. You got a friend here, man. So For me, this is I've wanted to give back to the community that's done so much for me. I mean, dude, because of this community, because of everything that YouTube has done for me, I was able to get my Grail. Turtles won. So I've always wanted to give back. I have giveaways all the time. I'm doing as much as I can for this community, and a video like this to highlight you guys. Yeah.
And get you more subscribers because you definitely deserve it. That's what I'm all about, man. That's what I'm all about.
Dude,
that's what the community is.
One of my favorite of all your modern videos, bro, not your back issues, but all your modern videos, dude, that TMNT video that you did, like it literally like almost brought me to tears, bro. Like, I don't know, like I felt like I was there like with you, and like I felt the joy when you opened up that TMNT. Dude,
there it is.
I like
keep it in the cake.
Yeah. I told you right away. I told Jabroni right away. Like as soon after I watched the video, I had to tell him. I was like, dude, congratulations, dude. That's so freaking awesome. And then I told Oscar, I was like, dude, that inspires me. Like I would like to get a Grail, but not only that, but just comics in general, bro. Like the love that you show for your comic books, man. That's inspiring to us. And just like Oscar said, dude, we appreciate you so much, and we have a ton of respect for you, man. And the love that you show for channels like us, man, it really, like I said, it's very very much appreciated, man. We really, really, really appreciate it.
For sure. So what can people, like, you have a video coming out when? Tomorrow?
No, the next
Wednesday?
comic audio will be on Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. So there you go for everybody in the chat. Make sure to subscribe to Lost in Comics. Sunday. Huh?
Say what?
Oh. Everybody in the chat, Lost in Comics, go check out their channel. They're gonna have another video up on Wednesday or on Sunday, and then check the video off from yesterday because they have that 250 subscriber giveaway going on, and they're true to their word. They give the shit away because if you've ever seen Perry's channel and he has that Iron Man mask on, it came from these two guys. That Iron Man mask that he wears came from their giveaway.
Jabroni, bro, I love you, bro.
Love you, bro. So what's coming up on the Jabroni's channel? I still have my giveaway going on for this very Daredevil book right here that is signed by John's Comics with Kids, signed by myself. I'm sending that out. That is on my Daredevil video from 2 days ago. I have a video coming up where I'm unboxing this eBay box. I did a question and answer. I asked on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook, hey, ask me a question, comic related, geek culture related, and I'm going to answer that in another video here coming up very soon. And I guess that's about it. Guys, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Nah, man, you've covered it. I think we covered it, man. So just
just again, appreciate you, man.
Yep. Hey, so everybody out there, stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't be giving nobody no dap, no hugs, none of that bro shit. Leave everybody alone for the time being. Stay safe. I will talk to you guys later.
Peace.